What's up, guys? I'm Sadzilla, an artist that went from 0 to millions of monthly streams in just 1 year. And this is Zilla Mode, the channel where I give you the tools to hopefully get the same results. Today's video is about finding your niche in music, and more importantly, your scene. Let's talk about it. When thinking of strategies to market your music, it might be tempting to just send your music to everyone, regardless of their interests or the genres of music that they like. But that can actually be pretty counterproductive. Let's say you make underground rap music like myself. To you, the music may be great. Regardless of the quality, you think everyone will like it. But in reality, a lot of people may not like your genre of music. Yet, instinctually, we want to send our music to everyone on our friends list. Let's say on average, we send our music 50% of the time to general audiences who may not even like the genre of music that we make. This is a huge waste of our productivity and time. And this is why you need to start promoting inside communities of listeners of the same sound. What most people would call this is a scene, a music scene. Now, before you go dye your hair and put your skinny jeans on, take a breather. This is more than a style or a fashion. This is a musical ecosystem that, if you penetrate properly, can become very essential to your initial success in music. Just like with YouTube and other platforms, the more you niche your audience, the more likely you'll be able to find consistent listeners of your music. This is just because of how the algorithm is structured. The internet is now built on giving you more of what you want. If I love listening to Taylor Swift, the internet wants to give me more of Taylor Swift. But more importantly, it wants to give me more of what is like Taylor Swift. This is why promoting your music to the right listeners is so important. Let's say you're a rapper and your mom listens to your music on repeat every night, but she also primarily only listens to Brad Paisley and George Strait. This sends a mixed message to the algorithm, and it doesn't know where to send your music to next. Spotify, for example, needs to know exactly what your music is by looking at who listens to your music, and then therefore determining who to send your music to next. Without this information or mixed data that confuses the algorithm, Spotify will never know how to properly promote your music to the right listeners. Now the question remains, how do we find and connect to these communities? Well, with a little bit of social interaction, it's actually quite simple. Once you find your sound and know exactly what your music is, you need to start connecting to artists with a similar sound. Now, before all the rappers start contacting DaBaby, take a breather. You need to start contacting artists at your level and start comparing notes. You need to not only get in contact with these kinds of artists, but the audiences that follow these artists. To my viewers that are introverted, I feel you. And if all this idea of social interaction stresses you out, there are ways to get around it. You can just create content that is directed towards these communities just using hashtags. Just keep in mind that engaging with these communities directly works much better and much faster. I'm talking in very broad terms when I say communities, but this could mean Discord servers, Twitter threads, Facebook groups, or YouTube channels that promote a certain style of music. Once you build a small following, and on Spotify you start getting related artists, or know exactly what artists your listeners are also listening to, it's time to start collaborating even more with those artists. The more positive information that you give the algorithm, the more it's going to know exactly what your music is, exactly who's listening, and exactly who to send it to. Not just on Spotify, but YouTube, Apple Music, and any other platform. But now I leave it up to you. Do you know what scene your music fits in? Or maybe your music doesn't fit into any scene? Let me know down in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe down below, and don't forget to click that bell icon so that you get notified whenever I drop videos just like this. But that's it for me. I'm Sadzilla, and you just went into Zilla mode. Until next time, Zilla out.